Hello again, everybody. In this video we travel out to Los Angeles for some exciting celebrations later in the week. But first we start off by getting accustomed to the time change for the trip to the Brea Tar Pit Museum and the Academy Museum in LA. Here we see history preserved in both tar and movies. Come along as we give it a go. So we've made it to the Brea Tar Pit Museum. So for those who don't know, the Brea Tar Pit is a paleontological dig here in LA that basically back in dinosaur days, they would end up walking across these tar pits, basically getting stuck in these tar pits and eventually just sucked down underneath. And I think they first found like dire wolves, they found sloths here, and then mammoth, yeah, they found a whole pit of mammoths over there.
They found like 27 mammoths in a small tar pit.
Yep, in number 9. But anyway, what happened is, like, mammoths would get stuck in these tar pits. And here, we'll look over one. Mammoths would get stuck in these tar pits, and then like dire wolves would come across.
Or saber-toothed tigers.
Or saber-toothed tigers, and find a meal. So they'd venture out to go eat the mammoth, and eventually they would get stuck down underneath as well.
If the animal was close to the shore, they would venture off without getting stuck.
You mean on the edge of the pit?
Edge of the pit. They'll just get it and go off. By the way,
if they could drag it, if it was small enough. Well, here, where's the bubbling?
Stuff is bubbling.
Where is the bubbling? Yeah, see? So if I can see, if I can catch it on the camera, there's actually bubbles that are methane gas escaping from the ground. So this is pit number 9. So they started digging up bones in 1914 to 1915. They ended up actually finding 27 mammoths fit in this hole.
And you don't know how deep it is. Might be 100 feet deep.
Could be. But the mammoths just got 1 foot in, trapped there, and sucked it down. So up here is actually the way into the museum. But if you come down here into pit 91, you can go inside and take a look at both stuff. But here, interesting about this, found in this one pit, 73 saber-toothed cats, 56 dire wolves. So what we talked about earlier with the dire wolves attacking like the mammoths or something like that, they would attack and get caught themselves and end up dying. 12 bisons, 6 sloths. But they found a whole bunch of animals in here. Pit number 91, active fossil dig. An active fossil dig first dug into a pit in 1915. It continued excavating today. So they're still actually digging animals out of this pit.
Sticky and messy. Looks like the kind of job Colton would like. Sticky and messy.
So an example of how the woolly mammoths would have got caught. They would have got stuck in the tar and just slowly pulled down like a quicksand. So starting off in the front of the museum, coming to the left, right now they're having the Summer of Sloths. So a lot of presentations about sloths. Then you come over here, which is really cool. Get to see the mammoth and how they would have like found it in the tar and buried it, or unburied it. Millions of plants and animals. Then you have a ground sloth. I think it's pretty big, isn't it?
Come on, Colton. Come on. Pull it. Why are you acting like it's hard or something?
I got 1 foot out. This probably would have been the...
Some of the examples of animals that they pulled out of the tar pits are the American mastodon, which is massive, which is actually shorter than the mammoth cousin. And you have bison, So just as an example of what they pulled out of these pits, you can see how many animals fit into these tar pits. So interesting fun fact, North America actually had camels long before, like we associate modern camels with the deserts of Africa and the Middle East, but they roamed North America long before. Learn something new every day. I honestly did not know that there was camels that roamed North America. It's another learning opportunity. Cavemen would actually bury chunks of their meat in the ponds, and they would freeze over winter and preserve the meat over winter. And then they come back in spring and dig them out, but they'd mark them by these little sticks coming out of the ground, and then come back in spring and gather up their meat. Preservation. I wonder if I can get this on the camera.
What would it look like? And to the bones.
To the fossils. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The wall of dire wolf skulls.
404 dire skulls represent only a portion of more than 1,600 wolves whose remains have been found here.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of wolves. And these skulls vary a little bit. Depending, that's saying the evolution of them.
So when they originally started building the museum, it was going to be an underground parking lot. But then when they started digging into it and finding all these tar pits and all these animals, they turned it into the museum that it is today. So that's why when you enter, it's all downhill, because that was the original entrance into the parking lot.
It looks like it's Jurassic Park, like people see up there, the gate, up in China.
Just all of a sudden a raptor head will come out of the wall.
Yeah.
So the history of the tar pits. Animals became trapped, and in 1870 they actually started mining it. Found the fossils in 1875, and then digging all the way through, the park was donated, and then it comes to today. After seeing the Ice Age on Earth, we headed to the Academy Museum to see a huge collection of artifacts, awards, and memorabilia throughout Hollywood's history, including a special exhibit on the greatest movie ever made, The Godfather. So right now the Academy Museum is having a special display of the making of The Godfather, and all sorts of cameras and clothing lines. One of the cameras actually used on the production set. Some of the drawings and the costumes they wanted throughout the movie. And some of the actual put into real life. It's one of the exhibits here at the Academy Studios Hollywoodland, which I did not know, but Hollywood was actually founded mostly by Jewish immigrants in the early 20th century, because they were held from doing, high-performing jobs and high-income jobs, but filmmakers were considered low. It's pretty cool. So it looks around and tells you the years. It kind of goes from 1902 all the way through kind of the founding of a lot of the studios. Including Fox, Warner Brothers, Universal, Paramount. Go down and see a lot of their starts. Got King Kong. All Quiet on the Western Front. All the figurines from the different generations. Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
I didn't even before I saw that.
And these are different.
This is the stop motion. Stop motion. Guillermo del Toro. 15 worlds and characters. So in this room we have a whole bunch of different characters that have been created to kind of put you in different worlds, or things that have been created to put you in that world. Lighting's not really good in here, but that's Morpheus. Got Spider-Man hanging. And Gremlins.
I like that. It's a mix of panda and dragon.
And of course, C-3PO. With his red arm. Love the melted Darth Vader helmet. And this is how we save dinosaurs.
This is our most looked for exhibit, Bruce the Shark, the only remaining full-scale model of the shark from Jaws.
The big shark.
Up on the 4th level, you can come out across the Barbra Streisand Bridge and have a massive view all the way out to the Hollywood sign way off in the distance.